Hi, so this video is going to be about how a healthy person reacts in a conversation as compared to a narcissistic person. I think it's all important that we know the differences of how a normal, healthy person should act and how a narcissist acts, so we can kind of get these red flags earlier rather than later to know to stay or go with somebody when actually just having a conversation in an intimate relationship, whether it's fairly new or even toward the middle or even, nearing the end. So we know when to cut our losses, right? Who wants to stay in a bad situation? So these are the things that I decided to bring up that I have lived through and know better now. A normal person, a caring person, partner, when you're upset, will drop what they are doing to speak with you. They will give you their undivided attention. They will put away and just stop what they're doing. And they won't be resentful of it. They're happy to be accommodating. They will sit with you, next to you, maybe have you sit on their lap, maybe have their arm around you, maybe sit across from you to discuss something. But they have an open posture, an inviting way of coming to them in comfort, and there's no fear, right? You feel comfortable to come to that person and really want to express yourself. That's a normal functioning partner, guy or girl. A narcissist will be mean, sigh, moan, roll their eyes, speak with you with a condescending tone, want to sit away from you, have their body language pointed away from you, act like this is an attack of some sort, like you dropped a bomb on their world, and actually respond with, I'm busy, be totally inaccessible, or have some excuse to put you off. Can this wait? Is it an emergency? Or just be unreachable until whenever's convenient for them. It just doesn't really matter. In either way, it's like, why are you bothering me with this? What does your feelings really have to do with me? Seriously? And if somebody is always giving you the, are you kidding? Seriously? Are you for real? The liar thinks everybody lies, and the thief thinks everyone steals. If somebody's always giving those slangs of, gotcha, yeah, all right, no problem, those kinds of phrases make people seem less trustworthy. Psychology has proven that. Facts and statistics, guys. Look them up. So I guess when you're talking during the interaction, trying to communicate your problem to your partner, a normal partner, like I said, will sit close from you, discuss things, reflective and active listening, going back and forth with the conversations, and you take turns talking, and both of you hear each other out before you start, telling your point, they tell theirs. It's like a give and take with a conversation. It's been a long time since I've had one of those in my life. It'd be nice to have one eventually, right? So, you give your points, they give their concerns, you guys both celebrate your differences rather than fight about them, and you respect each other's points of view, and you find a solution somewhere within the two of them, so it's not like it's all one person's way and not the other, but there is actually a great outcome, and you feel closer to your partner after you get through a disagreement or even an argument. And, then, lovemaking is better, communication is better, the next day feels better. Everything seems to get better with arguments rather than feeling worse. That's the difference. The narcissist will sit across from you with their arms crossed, not look at you, stare at their phone, refuse to stop what they're doing, and you could even try to talk to them while they're doing what they're doing and they're still ignoring you. They treat you as an inconvenience, like your old furniture sitting around, like you're a tissue on the floor they just keep looking at but are too lazy to pick it up or even acknowledge that it's there. They actually stand up to defend themselves immediately. They get loud. They can't use a normal voice for very long in a conversation. They're constantly interrupting you. Constantly. You can't get, a word in edgewise, or you don't get to your point and they're already interrupting with something else that really had nothing to do with the conversation. And you have to go back around to the point again. And, they're using hand gestures. They're, almost too rehearsed about their body language and how they're explaining things. They're, darting their eyes around the room. And they're very hypervigilant and even can get somewhat paranoid. So during the conversation, it's going on, it's getting heated. Like I said, a normal person will listen and respond, apologize if needed, shows the empathy, give you the hugs, give you the kisses, look you in the eye when they're talking to you. They're very sincere. They are direct with their message to you of, the clarity of they understand with their active listening. It won't happen again. And you see the consistency and the change in the behavior. Okay. Also, what can I do to make it right? They should ask to you, who feels like you were slighted or your feelings are hurt. And you should tell the person how they can make it right. I don't want Susie over at the house anymore, or I forgive you, but from now on, I would like this to change. And they will take that into consideration and you will see the change. And there isn't this monitoring of somebody else's things, and, the trust is there once again because you see the consistency, and consistency builds trust always. So, another thing, hugs and kisses and, saying, yeah, I really agree with how you're seeing it, and I can see how you would feel that way. I think I would feel that way too. Your partner will really relate to you. That's why they call it a relationship. It's like, why have somebody that can't even relate to you when you're having a problem? How stupid is that? You might as well just be alone, right? So the normal person will be able to relate to your problem, fix the problem, and resolve the problem, and you'll be closer at the end of it. A narcissist will sit in silence, zone out, try to make humor when it's not appropriate, or even when you're in tears, just have no expression on their face, just have, this blank look of aloof. Is anybody home? Not really. It just pretty much very quiet, just observing in the observation mode. Tries, maybe to show some fake empathy, but when that doesn't work to get their way out of the situation, they quickly flip it to give you no hugs, withhold affection, loud talking, try to leave the room, turn the conversation back onto them, blame shift, attack you with past events, threats, or feeling threatened, never to resolve the issue, but only to go on and have a circular conversation that ends up with you being the bad person for bringing up things, them storming out of the house, blocking you. This is a thing that was blown way out of proportion. They can't relate to you. These people cannot comprehend your feelings. They can't be bothered with feelings. It's like they're so emotionally dysregulated that, you are supposed to be serving them. So every time you bring up your needs, it's a burden and an inconvenience to them. They simply do not care. They are a void. They're like a mime. They cannot talk, and it's just a vacancy in them. And they actually get off on your suffering and pain, so they love to see you suffer, which is why they can stand there and have no empathy and not really relate and just act like, well, it's your problem, not mine. Which, when you're in a relationship, that's what makes the alone feel more alone and creates the distance, but it also creates the trauma bond, which we'll talk about in later videos. Thanks for watching. This is Rosina Starr.